Hey guys, it's me, Holly Madison, back doing another commentary. This is Girls Next Door Season 1, Episode 3. If you want to know why I'm doing these commentaries, I mentioned that in the past two videos for Episodes 1 and 2. I'm on Episode 3. It's a birthday episode. If you'd hit the like and subscribe button, I would really appreciate it. I'm out of breath. I just ran downstairs to get some coffee. Okay, so the show starts off, we're talking about going to the Playboy Jazz Festival. And I called downstairs to ask if dogs can go. I don't know why I did that. Like, obviously I know dogs can't go. I don't know if I thought that would be cute or if they asked me to do that. I don't remember. But they focused in on my skin and all I can think is my skin looks terrible. I mean, at least my butt looks good. Like I'm wearing these Frankie B shorts. That's all I can say for myself right now because my hair is scraggly and my skin is not it. And they're talking about all the stuff they have to pack up and all the staff who has to go to the jazz festival just to like accommodate Hef and what he wants there. And I'm sure this is interesting to other people because it's a weird lifestyle, but I'm watching this and I'm like, and then there's a scene where we take the bus to the jazz festival and a playmate named Destiny is sitting in the back and she has this bowl of salad and I can tell it's the Olive Garden salad that the staff at the mansion used to make and it was so good. I'm sorry, I'm 5 minutes and 42 seconds in, and I think out of the first 3 episodes I've watched, this is the most boring one so far. I'm like waiting to pause it so I have something to say, and I'm just like, I got nothing for you. I mean, there's more like people dancing, and then they cut to me, and I'm just sitting there like I normally am, zoning out, because that's what I do. And I feel like they always cut it to make it look like I'm super pissed or like bitchy or like mad about what's going on. And the truth of the matter is I was just bored a lot of the times there because we would, you know, I think when this was shot, I lived there for like 4 years at that point. And, you know, we would go out a couple times a week and it was always like the same things year after year. Not that some of it wasn't fun, but for the most part, I was pretty bored and just always in my head and kind of zoning out. But they always cut to me and my resting bee face and make it look like I'm like pissed at everybody else. No wonder everybody hated me. Coming home to discover dog poop on the floor, not an uncommon discovery. Oh, it's disgusting. They like focus in on it. I feel like in hindsight, like there was a game house on the property with a backyard behind it. I feel like the dog should have been kept back there because there was also like a shaded patio and it's LA, so it's never really getting too hot or too cold. I feel like if we were out of the house, it probably should have been a rule that like dogs go back there, they can all play together, but that wasn't the case, so blah. Oh, this is where 2 of the girls ask to watch Dumb and Dumber and he like points at them and he's like, Dumb and Dumber? Sorry about your genius IQ and your advanced age, bro. But I mean, that's what you get when you date somebody who's like a quarter of your age, like shut up. I'm watching this episode and now the staff is blowing up the beach balls and I love seeing them, they're great. But it's just like the things you could do on reality TV that were literally plot lines about nothing. Like there's a whole through line about how we saw these beach balls at the jazz festival. So then the staff like blows up the beach balls and tapes to the door, which I get there's value to that because it shows like how caring and attentive the staff is because they really were. They were really super nice people and they were always like, it was more than just a job. Like they were always like really going out of their way and, you know, being super cool. So I get that, but it's just like the fact that we're like focusing in on like blowing up beach balls. It's like, what has happened? Where's the plot? I'm sorry. I know I've said this like 50 times, but we are so orange. I can't get over it. I'm watching this scene where Bridget and I are driving to the party store because we want to buy some stuff to make Kendra's birthday barbecue really special. And all I can remember is around the time this episode came out, this was the time that I had stumbled across like message boards, like the message boards were brutal. They talked the worst about us and it was so bad. And this was back before like internet bullying or like trash talking was really like recognized as something that happened to anybody in the public eye. So because I stumbled across it about us, I thought us 3 were the only ones who were being talked about like that. And it was just crushing. And the things people would say were so stupid. Like they would say, I was a drunk because I had a drink at Kendra's birthday. Or, oh, did you see how gross and dry and damaged Holly's hair is? Because God forbid I didn't like make sure my hair was styled for every scene. You know, later on I would start doing my hair and makeup more, but this early on, I was like, if I just let my hair air dry and it was all frizzy, like I didn't care, but I did after seeing all those hate comments. And it was just brutal. Like, people would pick on anything. I know those comments I just said don't sound particularly hurtful, but of course there over the years were a lot worse, and just, I don't know. You just feel so like exposed and weird. Oh, this is where I find the corgi balloon, and I still think that's one of the cutest balloons I've ever seen in my life. It looks like a little corgi dog, super cute. I feel like the corgi balloon kind of comes alive. They show it like bobbing around, and they play like a whistling music every time they focus in on it. It's very cute. It's showing a shot down the upstairs hallway of the mansion, and my two thoughts are, one, the carpet was disgusting, and my other thought was the hallway's actually clear the way you see it on the show, but just a few years earlier, there had been so much stuff stacked there, and I remember like I was the one who like moved it just because it was like an eyesore and got it out of the way. And there was just like gifts, like large framed photos and like stacks of tapes and things like that. And when I was moving some of it, there would be like crusted dog urine on it, because dogs would just like walk up there and like lift their leg and pee on it. It was just, ugh. Hope I'm not alienating you with my crusty dog pee stories. There's this funny part where Kendra says her grandma looks like a pimp in a hat. And her grandma was just so funny. She was just like a really down-to-earth, funny lady. And she was like, I hope I don't look like a pimp. And it's just makes me think about how weird the word pimp is, because if you think of what a pimp actually is, that's such a dark, controlling, misogynist thing. But the word has been so mainstream for so long. I remember I was in a theme park in the Netherlands a few years ago, and they had like this, it's a family theme park, and they had like a fairy themed or like an elf themed pancake house. It was super cute. And on the kids menu, there would be a section that said, pimp my pancake, meaning like customize your pancake, like pimp my ride. But I was surprised to see that. And I asked my friends who are Dutch, like how do they use this word? And they're like, no, we see it as just like, it means like customize something. But it's funny how it's like taken that turn. Because it's just weird to see the word pimp on like a kid's menu. Maybe it's just because I know myself, but it's hard for me to watch this and not realize that people can't realize I'm miserable when watching it. Like when you cut to my interviews, I'm like, I just look like I'm ready to die sometimes. I love the shots of us hanging out at the pool party because my dogs look really cute, and they do like a fun cut where I'm drinking and it shows like this coconut monkey. They like duplicate it into threes to make it look like I'm getting drunk. I really love the sound effects on this show because they have like the corniest, hokiest sound effects, but I like it. And then there's a scene with Kendra's brother, and he's just like looking around, but they try and cut it to make it look like he's being pervy and looking at all the girls, which is like not how it happened, but it's the same thing like what they would do to me, where I'm just like looking over here. They make it look like I'm being a total jerk and just like hating on everything. This chocolate cake on here looks so good right now, just gonna say. And then a very real reality TV moment. I'm taking a nap in the middle of the day. Very, very real for me. I've always been a tired girl. Like, I remember my first email address was sleepyhead something, blah, blah, blah. And then like after I had my second child, I had chronic fatigue for like 4 years. But yeah, I've always been a tired person, always been a napper, always needed like 9 hours of sleep. I wish I didn't, but I do. And then there's like an animated volleyball in this scene, which is so corny, but I love it. It's kind of creepy to me at the end because they have all of us like saying goodnight to each other, but then they cut to one of us shutting like the master bedroom door, and it makes it look like we're all like ending the night together, which at that point in time, it wouldn't have been happening, and it definitely wouldn't have been happening on a day that we weren't like going out to a club or something. So I'm kind of grossed out by that. So I don't know, it's just a little thing, but it kind of grosses me out. So takeaways from that episode, I kind of think it was a cute episode. I kind of think it was more boring than the first two episodes, because when in the first episode you're just meeting everybody and the whole situation for the first time, and in the second episode it deals with like all the other women in that world and just like being a playmate and what that process is like. So there's like a lot to chew on. And then in this third episode, it's just kind of like, oh, birthday party. So it's much lighter and a lot less to go with. So there were moments where I was like, oh, this part's kind of boring. This part's kind of boring. It was cute. Like there were cute moments too. I think what I liked the most were just like the corny sound effects and the corny graphics and things like that. So yeah, it was a cute episode. I don't have as much to say on it as I did for the first two because there wasn't as much deep stuff to talk about, I guess. But yeah, I think my least favorite part was that ending because it makes it look like we're like all like ending the day in the same bedroom, and that wouldn't have happened. And I don't know. I just like when it's a situation that you're not really comfortable with, to have it like pushed publicly like it's even more that way is just really uncomfortable. But it is what it is. Let me know what you guys think about this episode in the comments, and hopefully I'll be back for episode 4. Episode 4 is when we first go to Vegas. So hopefully I'll be back to do that one. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.